This day 1627, the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. They were doing their Simon Shin Sam Gimel, Sif Gimel, to Simon Shin Sam Daled Sif base. Gimel. Zesh Kosu the Mutal Litain of Sea that was allowed to put plaster on the dead body to dissolve the flesh quicker, so which was a rashba. Is it just rashba? The person who's directed they should bring him to the place where his forefathers are buried, and they had some sort of compelling circumstance. Weren't allowed to take him beyond. They buried him here. The mitzvah of the and he ruled that it's the mitzvah and the children to fulfill the directive. The Highly tell Kogu for seed and put on his entire body lime, medical buses to allow the flesh to decompose quicker. As long as the flesh is still extant, the soul of the deceased warns the body. See, even as his flesh upon him, he will suffer pain, and his soul will mourn. And when he is moved while his flesh is still intact, he is afraid of the trepidation of being judged, not afterwards, after the flesh is decomposed. That's in front of the eyes. That's why they put upon him lime, so the flesh should get consumed. And then take the bones to the place of the burial of the forefathers. It says the base brings down the Berek Abayis. If you said they say Mashkam Sif Aleph, that which shows if Aleph Pigu Sham Lekom Tong Mishpach Lishtachlo Mutam Vafil Mimchul Bazui. They're buried within the cemetery of his forefathers. It's even moved from an honorable place to a degrading place. Mashaj feel below Sabah. It sounds like even without a directive, and also not to wait until the flesh is consumed. Ha'achi means to say Shaguf Adayin Shalem. When the body is still intact, like he was buried shortly before this time, or not moving from this city. Rather than this cemetery, then you don't have to be concerned with dissolving the body. The bracket says much because I'm so there evidently was a case where they had to take him even though it was hot and it caused degradation because they couldn't take him later afterwards. The rest of a kashu, and then there would be indeed something where it would be very difficult no matter what between the cobra, karma there for the exempt altogether. According to several halachos in moving the mace from place to place and also moving from his grave become clarified. Also, without a directive, without a will, I feel learning about a dying, even if it's not yet buried, don't take him elsewhere. Because it degrades the mason in this city to move him to another city. Or to the burial place of his forefathers. When he commanded to the directed they should bury him elsewhere, I feel like you unusim hato cover po, even though they're compelled now to bury him here temporarily. It's a mitzvah them to fulfill his request even afterwards. Rashba as the Rashba Paskin. Only if it's impossible to fulfill his directive, then Yishar Bekivro, he should remain in this kever. Kipisco shows Sefer Chassidim should be based like the Sefer Chassidim Paskins. Chayaviyah Blotzva, also even without a directive, in Chatchila Nasu Bekever Zerak Bishah, if they only put him in this kever temporarily, Amnas Lifnoso, on the stipulation they're going to move him, Mutzah Lifnoso, they can move him no matter what. Koshkamin, Enam Mushtamer, Bezek only if he's not being properly safeguarded in this kever. There's a concern. Maybe his shrouds will be stolen. At least it's abandoned to move his grave. Shovel of mime or water is going to come into the grave. Or it's a kever which is found. Which will come clarified next Simon. Move him so you can move him no matter what time. Wherever they can remove him. And bury him in best cars. So they bring him to a Jewish grave. Hey, v'zesh kosu tuva shol asif gimel ein l'melakti matzamas l'bitoch haron lo getor kever l'tzad zeh. You don't remove don't gather up the bones, not from outside the coffin, and not be outside of the kever to one side. L'kvor sham mace acher, in order to bury there another mace. Or try to welcome for the need of the place. Akal sharo. This is when Mesachos Smachos means. Lotem, but don't think the Laziz HaMeis Kibro ain't Osir. Raksh B'sar love that to move the mace from his kever is only Osir as long as the flesh is intact. Time Shiyarnu, on account of where we wrote the part said Pasuk in Eov, Avok Shuba Atzovas when his bones mutar, then you can move and Kamashal and Asur, no, it's still Osir then. But don't say also Dafk Shemzizah Mekibel Gamre Osir, that only they remove from the grave altogether it's Osir. Toka Kebra within the grave is Toka is within this grave. No some side Zet to one side of the grave is permissible. Kamash and Osir. No, it's also Osir. The mace has that kind of become this mace acquired his place. Memakam Shishachay, place for his life. Also, as system show him now to move from there. In law, P honest that's compelled to do so. Konshemashal goes up for Naisam. Misham, such as when the government decreed to remove the mason from there. Chaytim said similar situations, or they initially put him there deliberately, temporarily. That's a place they bury him in Ma'amuros, which we're going to explain what that is. Below without a coffin, Achisaka bust until the flesh is consumed. Then they gather the bones, the Komenos of Baron, and they bury him in the coffin. Mutar Khan Lashona, submissive and permissible, and quote. Klomar, meaning. That was a custom in that place. First they buried them in deep pits. Equal bust until the flesh is consumed. And then they gather the bones. They buried them in the coffin with that submissive. Well, which they had, that's custom. We assume they had some compelling reason for it. Avgam said even when they're made into bones, that makes the bones of two masons together. These barb Simon Top Gimel. It's going to be explained much later on. Zayin Kvaris barb Simon Shimon test. We've already been clarified. The cold Davar Shach Lames, and which looks amazing, is also by Noah. I ain't sure not to have any benefit from it. If you look on mace for a coffin and mace, Pinu mace, the from which you remove the mace, there is a siva on account of some reason. Also, around by Noah, the coffin is also a Noah. The Mushal Evan, if it's stone, ain't no takona, there's nothing to do with it. Actually, as well, just keep it from deriving any benefit from it. If it's a pottery, they should break it. If it's wood, you should they should burn it. They should not to come to a stumbling block. In a certain basic focus, therefore, say finds beams, boards in a cemetery. Lawyers they move them from the place. Shemahem Me'aron Shepinu made them from a coffin which they remove the mace. But assume by now they're also derive benefit from. Nevertheless, any mechuyev so they're not required to burn that. Came do a shame Me'aron because they're for sure they're from a coffin. Also, the same issue when you find pottery. When you be concerned, maybe not the mace. I never heard about pottery coffins, but hey. Ches, Kasar Rabbeinu, but he says he receives Zayin. But he says, but it's also if Tach HaKever Achash Yisam now to open the kever once the goal used to be a stone they rolled in front of the kever in the old days. But it means even once the burial is complete. I feel Orim Yarshim, even if the heirs complain, the Paschal that should have to check it, they're going to be sorrows. That they have some issue with some questionable transaction that the person made. They want to check if he was actually a gadol or not. So they want to check if he had two hairs. You can't do it. I can't show them. And the scenario is where the mace gave from his property, Matonos gifts, the heirs complain, there was a child, the plummet is gift was invalid. They want to open the kever, they both go to check him, so we don't allow them. Isha Busabedin said there's a kiddush here. The Mikot in this bar, previously we said he's a Mikot Malkamachar, also to move his kever to elsewhere is also. But talk Mashi now comes to tell us, I feel Livli Lazizo, even they're not going to move him, Rakli Ftoch, Hakever, but only to open the grave Lir Ois to see. Beguf in his body, Mashitzurich, whatever you need to see. Kankin also is also forbidden. Din Zeu Basra, the Echad, Shemach and Achosi, in this case is a case of a Basra, where somebody who sold property, Tony Yoshish Kotanera, and the heirs claimed he was a child. I ain't sure. Tamu Shum Divon, the reason now to open the grave is because it's degrading, it's to the mace. So came before Shem, therefore it's there. Clarify the Dafka to us, so Yoshi impulse kever, it's only specifically for the benefit of the heirs. They don't open the grave. Oh, shehem, love do klum, shlotzim mekison, to see what went on, because they didn't lose anything here. They didn't have any expenditures. They just want to know if they want to inherit. But if the customers, they demand ever to us to open the grave for their benefit, we're not concerned with the nivula mace. But you open up and we see. That to exhume the body, to see simonim in his body, to see if it's him, to be matir as aguna, a widow he left over. Gankim with is also permissible. Some people forbid it because he's not mechuyed mitzvahs anymore. He's not mechuyed to be matir and aguna. It's like the ikadiv matirim. It's the primary law is like those who permit it. It's a merit for him that his the aguna should be permitted. Also, they left something necessary out of the shrouds. Poskim makever, you open the camera, see and put it there. Close the shlover. General principle says kosher utzorach mace, anything which is necessity for the mace, or utzorach mitzvah, necessity for a mitzvah, or say mom or has to do with other people's financial loss. And choshash tzorach has no concern opening the grave, to see whatever is necessary. Bracket says, "I piece of chuvas go inside shevi kama chuvas of the iser." He made several responses. Aser baby knesses cheska hatir brings the knesses to permit it. Lanias died the equal the diak advar, and the Arukh says the primary law is like knesses cheska. Ma'acham shevi shasu arun lameis. He brings down the case of the bird of coffin, made a coffin the mace. So some move by mace, and they put the mace in it for Yakatom Achil, and the coffin is too small to contain him. They made a second coffin. Shisha Mutter Bana, the first one was Mutter Bana, Pashalu, it's obvious because it was just a plain mistake. Shin Savadash, Kever Oser Bana, the Kever is also the right benefit from. Fadina Evan Babina, and the lacha of the stone and the structure. Av Isman Hedges, the for a kever ain't also banoah, the dirt of a kever is also also banoah. Petafka kever shabini also banoah, specifically a kever which you construct is also banoah. I have a karkolam, but the ground which has not been disturbed, ain't on neseris, does not become forbidden. It's the status of Israel Noahers, status of Israel by Varazar. Let me start with it doesn't become also when it's connected to the ground. You'll see it says, Al Harim Elohim, their gods on the mountains, Harim Elohim, and the mountains not become their gods. As the Shmuel allowed one to take dirt from Rab's kever for refuah. I forgot the name of the kvaros. Now I benefit about the kvaros when she's brought in Shin Samachas. It's going to be clarified. Zevnei Koven Mason, that's on account of the honor of the dead. She shouldn't be frivolous towards them. Not because there's an actual specific Isra no. For therefore you're taking for a fool, it's not considered to be frivolous. It's a Mordechai. Rambam writes, offer a kever eno nesabano. The dirt of the kever is not asabano. The kever should be asabano, but the structure which is built up is asabano. Kachlosh call paiskim. Or paiskim writes as well. Born me seven minutes clear. That filo offer shechafru not lumia kever. Even the dirt that they dug out and took with the kever, chakach some offer the kever, and then they put back that dirt on the kever, al pnei on the face of the dead kanog, as is customary. Gam offers eno nesa. Wow, that offer is also not nesa. Okay, it's a chiddush. Because of the Rabbi Shai Chlog, he writes. Rabbi Shai argues. Two writes. Because Rabbi Shai, the shaver mechasim bo a mace told kever, the dirt which you used to cover the mace which came out of the kever is also bad no. The Tolish of Chibro becomes severed, and then you connect to the ground. Tolish of Chibro, it's severed, and then again connect to the ground. Chosh Tosh has the status is severed. There's a karkom. What's going to be karkom which does go down? So when you bury a catacomb, when you dig a catacomb with the stone, obviously the ground was not cut out, has not been severed. Because two writes Inonira, he doesn't think that way. Their dirt is called karkom. I feel tosha zero. He moved and then return it. Because the Talmud only answers the kever shabinyan, not the dirt from the kever. That's a Daniel Birosa. I go Shana. It's a good quote from Rosh. Rosh is not explicit this way. The is an assumption to make. That this is about kavarim where you dig out the dirt and then you cover again. That's also havli farish. And they should have specified it. And so to know the poskim, obviously that's not the end of the issue, but there's the end of today's quota. So we'll stop here for today.